Hi, my name is Hannah. I'm a 5th year at Saginaw Valley and I'm an exercise science student. So I'm taking this class because I want to become a physical therapist, and I think it's super important to be able to understand how the body reacts to forces and how forces act on the body, especially during movement. This information I feel like can be used to, assess patients and figure out where their pain's coming from, and from there be able to create the exercise programs and get them feeling better. So the item I chose is a resistance band. This one's green. You can find them in plenty of other different colors. The color usually just relates to how much resistance the band has. You can use them for building strength, enhancing flexibility, promoting stability, and you can even work on range of motion and mobility with them. So they can relate to biomechanics in so many different ways, but I'm just going to mention 3. The first being the relation to kinesiology. Kinesiology is the study of human movement. So these bands, when you use them, you can use them to assess and enhance movement. So you can study what muscles are being activated. You can study how the force is distributed throughout the body when you use the band and things like that. The second thing I want to talk about is how resistance bands can show how kinetics relate to human movement. So kinetics is going to be the study of the action of forces. So if I were to pull on this band, there's going to be a force that the band exerts onto me, and then the force that I exert back onto the band. So my muscles have to exert a force that's greater than the force that the band is exerting in order for me to successfully pull it. So that can kind of just show how forces directly affect movement. Lastly, you can use a band to get qualitative and quantitative data. So qualitative data is going to be data that isn't numerical. You can't measure it, so to speak. That kind of data can be seen in fatigue, maybe discomfort, or even, range of motion, things like that. Maybe my arm's just not as high as it could be or something like that, versus using like an actual goniometer and measuring range of motion that way. On the other hand, quantitative data you can get from a resistance band. You can measure range of motion as well. Maybe you do use the goniometer and actually get a numerical value. Maybe you want to measure how far the band's stretched. Maybe you want to measure how much force the band is actually exerting when you use it, things like that. So the final thing is one question that I have. These bands have so many different uses, and I personally love using them in my workout. So one question that I would have in that area is, what are different uses, different workouts that I can use specifically for flexibility? I feel like I use it a lot for strength, and I want to find more ways to use it for flexibility.